So what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? All right, we're in my dark and twisted, crazy ass mind, and on this first segment, what I have for you guys is a discussion on the fact that Georgia is reopening. We have the barbershops, the nail salons, the hair salons. A lot of other major businesses are opening in Georgia this upcoming week, and so that has led, and you guys know I tend to sometimes go into conspiracy theories. I don't always go into conspiracy theories, but with this one, I think that I'd be blind not to.
Yeah. Just gotta know.
So when you think about the fact that um, Georgia is opening up, you've had people like even the mayor in Atlanta, Keisha Lance, and we had Tina Knowles both come out to kind of tell people to just stay alert and to watch out and to stay at home because they know what they're doing. And and the day that we know, I always feel like Black people have always been the test subjects of things. We've always been patient zero. We've always been everything. So when you look at it as the reopening in a state that has so many Black people, it does start raising questions. I already think this whole reopening is too soon. You're worried about the economy before the people, but the fact that it's opening in Georgia, it's so blatant in my opinion that it's like, okay, well, we're gonna reopen, we're gonna see how it does, and then the other states can react according to it. And it was always going to be a state or a few states that are always going to be the first ones out the gate, and they were going to probably all get this type of backlash. But at the same time, you have to. This is fucking stupid in my opinion. And we talk about it on the Breaks Radio, and Mary's in New York. And while it's getting better in some states, I live in a state where it's getting better personally. It's hard not to look at this and see it as just them not caring about the people. And that's just the flat out part of it. They're not caring about the people in that state and in those cities generally. But then when you look at what they're reopening, like at least I'm in Ohio, and our governor DeWine has said that with barbershops and salons, because it's hard to maintain the social distancing there, that they're going to look to see how they can eventually reopen that. But it's not going to be in the first wave. It doesn't seem like when we're opening May 1st. That's taking your people's and your residents' health into consideration. If you want to restart the economy, if that's something that you want to do, but you keep and you tell people to maintain their 6 feet of social distancing, and you're only reopening businesses in which that's possible, and you have limited staffing, limited people there, that all makes sense. But when you look at it as Georgia going right into it with the nail salons, and I get it, people want their nails done, they want their hair done. Hell, if anyone who's looking at the video of this on YouTube, you see that I need my haircut and I need my beard trim. But you can't put that before the health and safety of people in a fucking pandemic. And like I said, my conspiracy theory is that they know that Black people are going to be the ones to probably rush out to get their hair and nails done. And then they're going to see how it goes. We're already being attacked. Well, not attacked. This is already hitting us harder than any other community. And when you look at stuff like this, it's hard not to have a conspiracy. It's hard not to be pessimistic about the way that you look at this and view it. Like for me, I'm speaking for me here. And I know others share that. I already talked about the mayor and Tina Knowles, and other people have come out against it as well. It's just not a good look. It's not a good look. And I hope that our people, that we stay diligent, that we stay at home, that we don't fall for it. But you know what? It's going to be people who have been pent up for the last month to month and a half, and they're understandably ready to get out. They're understandably ready to get their haircut, their nails done, and regain some form of normality back in their lives. But is it worth it? Is it worth the risk, really, when you look at what's happening? And when you look at the statistics in this, let's just break it down by statistics. For those who may think that I'm looking at this as just a conspiracy theory and not really at, I'm just kind of going off a knee-jerk reaction to it. In 2018, there was a study done that found that Black consumers are 9 times more likely to spend money on hair and beauty than non-Black clients. So when you tell me, if anyone is, because I'm recording by myself, if you try to tell me that me being in my conspiracy theory mind is completely false. I'm not gonna fucking believe you on this. When you look at those industries being opened up this early on, what in a time where we really don't know what's gonna spike, what's not gonna spike, I can't trust you on that. I just can't. You're not gonna get my blame. Like this to me is not. You're not protecting your workers. You're not protecting the people in general. With this, we already talked about a couple episodes ago how African Americans are dying at a higher rate than almost any other race from COVID-19. So then when you think about stuff being reopened like this, and us all being back in close areas, it's scary. Even healthcare workers are now starting to rise up on dying from the disease. There was another story in which a nurse who tried to get treated at the hospital she worked at for 10 years could not, a black woman, and she died from COVID-19. I cannot understand why this is okay. I can't understand why Georgia as a state thinks it's all right to jump right back in. I get it. You want to restart the economy, even opening more businesses and not these hair salons and everything. You can kind of get the economy back started in tiers. That's one thing that I do like about our governor here, DeWine, is that he has really got ahead of it. That's part of why we're one of the few states of our size that are going down the way that we are, especially in Columbus, which is, I think, now like the 14th largest city in the country. So just this, you have to stay alert. You have to be on the lookout for it. And then to go back to Keisha Lance, the mayor, she mentioned and she talked about the fact of she tweeted out some of the same concerns that I have, and she received an anonymous text that said, "Nigger, just shut up and reopen Atlanta." So for the people who just are watching the video on YouTube, you probably just saw me make a face to that, because like in a time like this, and this is one of the things, and there was even another state, I can't remember which one it was, where a lot of Democrats in that state like staged like a rally and did some stupid shit. Not Democrats, I'm sorry, it was Republicans, but this whole thing, when you have people calling and saying stay diligent, and you have people so focused on the economy that now we're going into racial slurs and we're going into verbal attacks, this isn't easy for anyone. I want to make sure that that's clear, but you have to stay aware and you have to look at what this looks like. Some things are just what they appear to be, and it seems like we're going to be the test subjects again. So for the people and my listeners that are in Atlanta and in Georgia, I really feel for you. I'm afraid for you, because like even the ones who don't rush out, even the people who don't rush out now and go to a hair salon or go to a nail salon, now you have to be even more fearful just when you go out and get your basic needs. If you're even if you're trying to maintain social distancing, but now you have to go to the grocery store for food or XYZ. I really do think, in my personal opinion, that we're going to get another big spike, especially if a state of the size of Georgia, a city of the size of Atlanta, just automatically goes back into acting like life as normal. This is going to get worse again. And maybe that's just me kind of being traumatized by this whole COVID-19 thing. I will admit that this thing has really put me in a weird space, but it's like, what is the value of human life to risk it at this point? I get it. It's going to have to open up eventually at some point. I understand that. I'm not acting like it's not, that we're going to, either way, it's going to be another spike, I think. But just be on the lookout and let me know how you guys think. Do you agree with my mind that it seems like this is with the conspiracy theory that they're going to allow us to be the test subjects again? Let me know what you think. I'm not one to always kind of stir up this kind of thing, even though I think it a lot. I do have a lot of thoughts like this and a lot of conspiracy theories in my mind, but I try to keep those down on this platform just because I don't want to be the cause of stirring up anything at all, getting people more worried than what they need to be. But in this one, I felt like it was time. I felt like it was needed, and I felt like I'm just in doing it. If you disagree with me, let me know below on YouTube, or you can go ahead and send me an email For the ones who are listening to this on the podcast version, you can get at me on Twitter. I gave my social media earlier as well. I'll be on the lookout for it because this is a discussion that I want to have with people to know how they feel as well. If you guys agree with me, let me know. We're going to go ahead. We're going to get into the break. We're going to get into the Cookie Chronicles. You're also going to hear an ad for another Breaks Media podcast, and I will catch you guys on the other side of both of those.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.